Hey, it's Moser with a quick sort of overview. This is your Intro to Pedigree note catcher and worksheet. So what is a pedigree? It's a lot like a family tree. It's very similar to a family tree. And what pedigrees do is to follow the presence or absence of a particular trait through a group of related individuals, in other words, a family. So pedigrees in genetics, and this is a little bit different than the definition you might see in other places, are a diagram or a diagram showing the lineage of an individual and all their direct ancestors. So you are able with them to trace an inherited trait or condition that affects that group of related individuals. And we can see a pedigree here. They do look a little bit different than your standard family tree. So what kind of conditions can you show in a pedigree? Well, they have to be genetic conditions. Using a pedigree to show non-genetic conditions wouldn't make a lot of sense. And there are 4 basic patterns of inheritance that we see in a pedigree that we'll look at. The first one is autosomal dominant. Remember, the autosomes are those first 22 chromosomes in humans, the ones that control most of the features of the body. We could see an autosomal recessive condition. So again, autosomal, but now one that can be masked by the presence of a dominant gene. The 2 that are a little bit new to you, we could see a sex-linked recessive. So this is typically a characteristic that's carried on the X chromosome. We could see an X-linked dominant, but that said, the sex-linked dominant conditions are so incredibly rare, we're not going to really look at those. We're going to look at those first 3. And when we do look at these, we're going to use the symbols that you see here, more on these later, where males are squares, males without the trait that we're tracing are open squares, males with the trait are colored in, females are circles, females without the trait are open, with the trait are colored in. Some pedigrees show carriers as a half-colored circle, some don't. So we'll work with it without that notation. A line, a cross out through a symbol means that someone has died. And actually, I guess they specify that means that it was death from the inherited trait. So marriage or mating lines are what run between 2 people, and then offspring are a drop down with siblings listed usually in age order. So as to the question, why are males more commonly affected by X-linked recessive traits? I've had students say, well, wait, they only get 1 X. Why would they be more affected? Well, they don't have a backup copy of that X chromosome. So if they get an affected X, there's nothing to mask the trait. It's really the difference between X little n, for instance, Y, versus an X big N, X little n, where you can mask the affected trait. So let's start looking at how to recognize patterns of inheritance in a particular type of pedigree. So we're going to start off looking at autosomal recessives and autosomal dominants. Now, because these are autosomal, in both cases, we should see roughly equal numbers of males and females who are affected. We're not going to see all males being affected. The big difference is that in an autosomal recessive, we'll see places where the condition seems to skip a generation. Unaffected parents can have affected offspring because they're carriers. In an autosomal dominant condition, we never see skipped generations, and every affected individual that you see must have an affected parent. So this pedigree is clearly a recessive condition. We have unaffected parents who have affected offspring, but do you notice something about who's affected? It seems to be all males. Interesting. So this is an X-linked recessive condition. With an X-linked recessive condition, we expect males to be affected, but to have a family history on mom's side of the family, on their maternal side. So males can't pass on the affected gene, but they can receive it from their mothers and then they can show the effects. So we're going to look at pedigrees for 3 of the types of inheritance patterns. This is the first one on your page, and this is pedigree number 1. So first of all, would we say that this is autosomal, or would we say that it's sex-linked? Well, we see males and females being affected, so we would expect this to be an autosomal condition. The other question, though, is do we ever see a case where an unaffected offspring or an unaffected parent has an affected offspring? We don't. So we would assume that this one is autosomal dominant. So here, again, we have, this is pedigree number 2, we have males and females being affected, but we have affected offspring of unaffected parents. So while we know that this is autosomal, it's got to be recessive, because we had to have carrier parents who produced affected offspring. Okay, last one, colorblind versus normal vision. So is this autosomal or sex-linked? Well, it's only males being affected. But if we look at this, the males who are affected seem to have a history on their mother's side. And this is certainly a sex-linked condition. Do we have unaffected parents having affected offspring? If the answer is yes, then this is a recessive condition. Okay, you've got some additional practice on this sheet to do. Go ahead and finish that up, and then if you have questions, ask.